Oh, I never got to tell my story about Gary on her. Then we just like started talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so sorry, stream. I'm a little stupid, slow, simple, whatever you want to call it.
I'm the simple one. Remember?
Yeah, that was yours. We'll start with the bear thing because it probably had some weird innuendo, and it doesn't. Well, it could, but we were in a guild. It's fairly decent. Made great friends with the guild leader. Some of his better DPS. We used to do dungeons. Blaze was the healer. I was the tank. And actually, no, I was a tank.
No, I was playing my DK.
Yeah, you were playing your Death Knight. And so, what we would do,
which I think was a problem for him. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You're talking with Bear.
Yeah, with Vlad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Garyon.
No,
I think that was an issue for him, that fresh level 80 came in and almost was peeling DPS from his geared Frost Death Knight. So
then
that's a different story.
All right, so we joined this guild. We do dungeons with them. We became fast friends because we would go into dungeons, and we would let them use
people. We were just
of the trade on the one person that would be plugged in, and so they would die, and then we just wouldn't res them. So they'd have to keep running back, but they'd continually die until they just gave up and let us 4-man it without them. Jerk move? Maybe.
You also have to realize that at this point, like, Abyss crystals were selling for, I mean, you know, gobs of money. Like, I mean, so this is like the Ice Crown Citadel 5-mans coming out, where everything that dropped was a purple, so everything that dropped was a Abyss crystal. You know, 3 bosses per dungeon. We were making, you know, 250 gold a dungeon. Not to mention what we were making on the dungeon. You know, like, I mean,
we're making great money, and so that's why we do it. We're jerks, and I'm a decent tank. I like to think I'm one of the best tanks that ever lived. You'll get to see that one day if I ever get the opportunity to do it again. But we're in this guild. I'm kind of half-assing it, all right? Like, I'm not a tank. I'm a really, really bad DPS because I never played DPS until then for my warrior. And we had this tank. Kind of had some issues, and we're gonna say these issues primarily are gonna have to deal with he thought he was really, really hot, and that she was a healer. The main healer was the wife of the guild leader. Sounded great to him, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna mac on her. So he's macking on her privately in messages. Apparently, the guild master knew this, so he just blew it off because the guy was the main tank and whatever. You know, people act weird on the internet. Understandable, I guess. But finally, it all came to a culmination when we kept dying because it was the tank's fault. Didn't know how to properly pull or do anything. They started calling him out on it, and he started flipping crap. Like, he's just losing his mind. Well, that's when the guildmaster finally decides, unearth to the entire guild, dirty laundry. You've been sending naughty messages to my wife for weeks. And Blaze and I are like, you know, teenagers in high school, just sitting there going, oh yeah, this is getting good. Keep yelling at each other until finally they're like, you know what? Forget this. We're just gonna gear Zach as our tank. And we don't need you anymore. We're done. Get out of here. Feltoast is the man. And he starts scoffing, laughing. He gets G-kicked. He's like, oh, good luck with your terrible DPS that's gonna somehow tank. I'll be damned if we didn't quickly make it to where we should have been without his badness. But yeah, some more of the story. That guild went through a tumultuous period, all because the bear tank wanted to be the bear in a relationship. It's pretty good. Then the Garyon one. That one's weird.
That's a.
That was a weird.
I don't really understand the whole, like, I don't not understand. I don't really remember. Maybe a better way to phrase things with Garyon. I do remember that Garyon, I don't think, liked me very much because the DK without flying was peeling.
That's just learn to play dang DK.
I mean, I was just playing Frost. I was playing one-handed Frost, and it was just broken at the time, and he was not. And, like, it's not my fault that the game was broken. Like, you know, you can't blame me for that. And at the end of the day, like, the goal should be that we finished the raid, I didn't see a single piece of loot while I was in that guild.
And this is
Like,
where...
from any of those guild runs.
And that's a perfect segue. He never saw any gear from any of these runs, okay? Leads us into where I was at. So I have to go through a small initiation to get in the guild where they make me run a dungeon. I'm doing it in blues, whatever. And at the time, I wasn't using any of my abilities to mitigate what they were taking. I forget the name of the ability. It's like Vigilance or something like that, where I would have to throw it on someone. I'd get some of the aggro that they would have.
Yeah.
All that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I didn't use that at all. And they're fully epic geared, and I'm in blues, and I am holding aggro. Like, they can dream of taking it off of me. Again, I'm an amazing tank when I play the tank, and I know what I'm doing. So, they recruit me. Blaze has a great tune at the time. He does great damage. I recruit him. And I'm really undergeared, and they need me bad. So, they're like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get you an Old War, and we're just going to funnel you gear. So, the first day we're in there, I'm like halfway geared. An Old War, like first day. I walk out of there and I'm boss hog.
Yeah, this is right as, like, TOC is dropping. Like,
Exactly.
keep in mind. So
I'm like, I'm looking hot. Like, I can tank bigger things now. I can get hit real hard. And we're slowly getting ready. We're going to do TOC. It's coming up. All that stuff. That's where it gets fun. I'm in Ventrilo. Holla back. Way back when. Ventrilo. Miss you. Just because nostalgia. Everything else about you sucked. But Blaze and I are talking, and I happen to say some stuff in Farsi. But as I'm saying some stuff in Farsi, context half Persian, said some stuff in Farsi, which was an insult too, because that's the only words anyone ever cares about. And I didn't know Garyon was in there. I didn't know my guildmaster was in there. And then I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? Hope you're good. Doesn't say anything. The entirety of the day. The entirety of the freaking day. I'm on at like 10 o'clock, okay? So's Blaze, because we're in high school. We don't have anything better to do than play video games. And it was a weekend. And my guildmaster doesn't show up to raid that day. Like, what the heck is going on? Next day, Photos, we need you to pop into officer chat. We're going to drag you in there. Get in Ventrilo. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get promoted to officer now. I'm that great. No, that's not what happened. In fact, this has never happened again in the entirety of me playing World of Warcraft. Photos, do you know what you did? And that same voice, I'm just going to narrate. Do you know what you did? No, what's going on? You spoke in Farsi in Ventrilo? Yeah, I'm half Persian. Don't ever do that again. My PTSD is immediately triggered by anything in Farsi or Arabic. I literally went unkiltered and almost beat someone up. Okay. Don't do it again. He was Macho Man Randy Savage. But
Obviously.
Still, I've never had that happen again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel for anyone that has PTSD, but never in my life have I heard that the words are the trigger. So yeah, I couldn't speak Farsi, and after that, my gear funneling stopped. Yeah, it was good. Something happened to that guild and it fell apart anyway. But yeah, in story time, the two most awkward moments of my life as a guildie, and both of them were shared with Blaze. I don't think we have any other fun ones.
I don't either. MOP was just trash.
We
Like
were
that
gonna
guy
do
just, like-
so well. That turned out bad. Ooh, we got another story.
I'm so bothered by that because, like, it became the strat. Like, my strategy that we talked about at, like, lunch and everything the next day, like, that became the strat. Like, that,
That's
there
another
was
good one.
no...
That's another great story. So, this is near the end of high school. Okay, it's going great. Blaze and I are doing decent with World of Warcraft, and MOP is about to come out. Ooh, we're like hot and heavy. We're ready. Like we're gonna come at
Like,
this thing.
We have everything researched down to the point of, like, we know exactly what dungeons we have to run to get raid ready. We know exactly where everything comes from. Hell yeah, I just got Armageddon.
Nice. So we're ready, and when that expansion hits, I'll be damned if we weren't all some of the first at cap. We were ready, we were geared, we were doing dungeons, we were doing heroics. Just
We were like trying to log in on our laptops in class, like.
we did a great job though. What's the next one? We need to do Plague.
Yeah.
But we're decked out. I was one of the first max jewel crafters in our realm. Boom, had a ton of liquid capital for us immediately from selling stupid jeweled panthers. Well, the problem is there was only 7 of us. And leading into it, we need more people, and we just can't get it. We were trying to make it a local guild for a while, because all the people in our guild, all 7 of us, we're just all people from our hometown. And I'll be damned if they weren't some of the best ragtag group of players I've still played with to this day. And
Well, I mean, I think we missed out because I think we could have done it. Like, Brady wasn't in yet, and Chris Fitzpatrick wasn't in.
Yeah.
Like, we were close. We could have been real close. I don't think we had Aaron Short either.
No, we could have, but
First and last names on that one. Oops.
it gets bad for us.
I don't say his name without saying his full name.
It gets bad
That's
for
weird.
us though, because we're desperate at this point. We want a raid. Well,
All right, I guess let me take over here because this is where it becomes well. In chat, as all guild recruitment does, I see this like priest who is talking about a main tank or off tank, right? DK main tank, off tank, and a 2 healer crew that is looking to raid. And they have a warlock friend that wants to raid occasionally. Like, he's not like super dedicated, but just wanted to raid like occasionally. And so we're like, okay, cool, filler. You know, like we've got 11 solid fucking people, and they were good. Like they played well. Like,
purportedly.
yes, they didn't raid well. They played everything up to, like, I mean, trying to be not world first. Like, I don't think we were going for world first. World first were removed by MOP, but like we wanted to be good. Like,
yeah, we wanted to be one of the better guilds. We were geared, enchanted, and had money, and that was something like we've all had struggled with up until that point.
I've never. Oh god, this is embarrassing. I've probably been on top 5 rating realms in my realm, or rating servers in my realm. God, rating guilds in my realm before, right? Like, I would consider when we were on Hyjul, I would consider us probably in the top 5 there. But I don't get enchants. I gym, but I don't get enchants. It's just like something I've never done, and like I've like talked my way out of it in guild recruitment. Just been like, yeah, man, they're on their way. I've got the gold, like, and then I just never get them. Like, it's just. Sorry, like, I'm a trash WoW player. Like, get over it. So, like, if I'm geared and enchanted for a raid, you know it was fucking serious because I didn't do that. Especially on fucking blues. Okay, now, it can be your turn again.
So, Blaze comes to me and says, Zach, I found our people. Like, we can finally do this. I'm like, alright. I believe it. Like, I'm ready. We can leave now through this. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is gonna work out. Only problem is, should have known that this would have been the issue. They don't want to lose their guild. We need to leave ours.
I forgot about that.
So, this guild, we spent time making, slaving
Hey, the
over.
portal. You take the portal
Orb.
from the portal you were on. Yeah, the orb. Yeah. Okay.
And, like, okay, I don't really want to do that, but it's cool.
And keep in mind, this is like guild banks, like we're like got a maxed out guild bank essentially in our guild, like that we sold way too cheap, I think, because we were.
Way too cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
straight up, we were stupid. But
No,
anyway.
because we had the gold from all the other shit.
Yeah,
we were like,
we had a lot
we
of
don't need
gold.
it.
Like, it wasn't important. So, we joined their guild. We don't become officers. We get a little bit more say than normal people, but we're not officers. Strike number 2. Now, we get to the heroics. We have to gear some of them up, because bad. Sorry. Spoiler. we have to gear some of them up. So we help gear them up. We run them through the heroic runs, which we are doing. We know what we're doing. We're giving them ideas, stuff how we should tackle the first raid. We go in. First week, freaking shit stained. Like, that is straight up brown stuff in the pants. They were bad. But we thought it was, cold hands. We're some of the first people just smacking those dogs. And we had a bad week. Some weird affixes or something that we were dealing with. And the strat wasn't working. We're at school. Blaze and I are talking, trying to figure this all out. Blaze comes up with an idea how to do it. I forget what it was. I don't remember the dogs at all. All I remember is... Go ahead.
You just walked the dogs in a square and taunted a new one and left one. Remember, like, you picked one up and then dropped it and then picked the next one up that you landed on.
Yeah, what Blaze said. So, we do that. Well, we try to. We try to tell him to do that. No, I know what I'm doing. I'm the main tank. Feltoast, you're the off tank. Okay. My general personality is eat shit, take the idea, but whatever. He's the guild master. I forfeited my loveliness to him. So, okay. We bang our heads for 4 hours again the next week on freaking dogs. Yes. Week 2, we are still on boss 1, on normal. We are some of the worst now in that realm. Whatever. That week goes by. Oh, I'm getting heated. Calm down. That week goes by, and Blaze and I are talking about it again. He says the same strategy again. I believe him. I think that it will work. We tell the guildmaster again after wiping for 2 hours. Keep in mind, after this... Go ahead.
Somebody left the raid. One of his people left the raid. He was so fed up. Like,
one of his own people left.
We had to bring in Josh.
Yep, and it gets worse from there. So we're struggling for 2 hours again. And my guildies, my actual friends are whispering me saying, this was a mistake. And they're so fed up, they're getting burnt out with the game. We were stuck on dogs so long, they were getting burnt out on the game because we had freaking just destroyed all the early content because we were ready for raid, and apparently we weren't that ready because our strat sucked. Potato.
Ours didn't.
Yeah, ours didn't. So we keep telling this guy, this is how we need to do it, this is how we need to do it, this is how we need to do it. He said no. Finally, we lose half of the raid team. Our friends are gone.
Josh, Eric.
They were done, okay? They can't handle it anymore, and I don't blame them because this was awful.
And they went and got geared. That's the worst part about it, because I can't, be mad at them for it. It's because they went and got hella geared. Like, that's the most geared Eric has ever been more than,
For sure.
The only time that Eric has been more geared than us, unless you're considering PvP geared.
And I was pretty salty, okay? Because this guildmaster is not listening at all. And I'm getting really fed up. Finally, after three or 4 weeks, we do that.
I don't know how we lasted, man. I don't know how we lasted that long.
Because we're freaking dumb as hell. And so after 3 to 4 weeks, he finally listens and does the strats. And guess what? We kill dogs. It was awful. After that, I knew it was done, though.
I'm so mad because I wasn't at that raid. I'm mad I wasn't at the raid where we killed the dogs.
Still.
I had to miss it because of a cross-country meet.
It gets worse, though. So after that, I'm burnt out. Which is saying something. It's
like, how do we even attempt a second boss now? Like, we've spent, people are almost done with the raid at this point. Like, people were fucking fighting the Bogushan warrior. We're fighting dogs,
So it was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Like, straight up, you can't be any sadder of a human being than being stuck on dogs. So, we have a guild meeting. All, 6 of us from the actual team that still remain. And I'll have to go out there in a minute. There's 6 of us that remain, and they're like, okay, we need to recruit better. And it was actually Blaze who piped up.
We were thrown under the bus for choosing our friends.
Yeah.
That was like we were like thrown under the bus for our friends leaving the guild that was doing as poor as it was. Like, yeah.
So they threw us under the bus, treat us like crap after that, and I was done. You know, Blaze piped up in that meeting, said, "Hey, it's not really our fault." Blaze was being level-headed, and I just was done. /G quit. No more. Don't need a tank for someone that's going to literally just sit and berate me every day and not listen. And I wish I could tell you something cool, like I knew him in real life and I went up to his little Porsche and I freaking scratched it. No, I just left his guild and let it fall apart. Because that's the best. Nothing, you know, when someone you really dislikes house catches on fire, I'm telling you, the sweetest marshmallow for your little sandwich you're going to make with chocolate and graham crackers is roasted on the fire of their home. And that's what it felt like. It was great.
It was great.
So, ends one of my favorite WoW stories of all time.